The United States military has a storied history, spanning centuries of conflict, sacrifice, and triumph. From the early days of the Revolutionary War, where brave soldiers fought for freedom and independence, to the present day, where the United States military continues to protect and defend the nation and its interests. Throughout this journey, there have been moments of great heroism, sacrifice, and victory that have become ingrained in the fabric of American history. These moments have not only shaped the course of our nation, but have also served as a source of inspiration and pride for generations of Americans. These are moments that will forever be etched in the pages of history, moments that will be remembered for their valor, sacrifice, and triumph in the face of adversity. From the iconic raising of the American flag on Iwo Jima during World War II to the daring raid that resulted in the killing of Osama bin Laden, these are the moments that define the United States military. One of the most iconic and enduring moments in American military history, as mentioned, was the raising of the American flag on Iwo Jima during World War II. On February 23, 1945, a group of determined U.S. Marines hoisted the flag on top of Mount Suribachi during the Battle of Iwo Jima, a brutal engagement of the Pacific War. This iconic moment not only signified the U.S. victory over Japan, but also served as a symbol of the unbreakable spirit and resilience of the American people in the face of adversity. The U.S. Marines, under the leadership of General Holland M. Smith, pushed forward against heavy casualties until they reached the summit and raised the flag, signaling to the world that Americans would never surrender. The photograph of this flag raising became one of the most iconic images of the war, serving as a symbol of hope and inspiration for the American people. This moment will forever be remembered as a powerful and enduring moment in American military history. The flag raising on Iwo Jima was a testament to the spirit, determination, and sacrifice of the American people. June 6, 1944, will also forever be remembered as a day of valor, sacrifice, and triumph in the annals of American military history. On this fateful day, 150,000 brave Allied troops landed on the beaches of Normandy, France, in a massive and audacious operation that marked the beginning of the end of the Second World War in Europe. The D-Day invasion was a turning point in the war, and it required a level of bravery, sacrifice, and determination that is hard to comprehend. The soldiers who landed on the beaches that day, under a hail of bullets and bombs, knew that the fate of the world was at stake. They also knew that many of them would not make it off the beach alive. But they went in anyway, with their heads held high, fighting for freedom, democracy, and the very survival of civilization. The D-Day invasion was quite a defining moment in American military history, and it will always be remembered as a symbol of the courage, sacrifice, and determination of the American people. It was a moment of triumph in the darkest of times, a moment that will live on forever in the hearts and minds of all Americans. The bravery and sacrifice of the soldiers who landed on the beaches of Normandy will always be remembered as a shining example of what it means to be an American. The Korean War was also a significant event in U.S. military history. The Korean War was the first major conflict of the Cold War, and it marked the first time that the U.S. military was called upon to fight in a war that was not on American soil. The war was marked by the heroism of American soldiers and the sacrifices they made to defend their country. Another memorable moment in U.S. military history was the Gulf War in 1991. The Gulf War was a major conflict that lasted for just over a month, and it was the first war in which the U.S. military used advanced technology such as stealth aircraft and precision-guided munitions. The war ended in a decisive victory for the U.S.-led coalition, and it marked the end of Iraq's occupation of Kuwait. The September 11th terrorist attacks in 2001 were yet another defining moment in U.S. military history. The attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon were the first time that the U.S. had been attacked on its own soil since Pearl Harbor, and they prompted the U.S. to launch a global war on terrorism. The attacks led to the deployment of U.S. troops to Afghanistan and Iraq, and it marked a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy. Finally, the raid that killed Osama bin Laden in 2011 was another powerful moment in the history of the U.S. military. The raid was a complex operation that required the coordination of multiple U.S. military and intelligence agencies, and it marked the culmination of a decade-long manhunt for the leader of Al-Qaeda. The operation was a major victory for the U.S. and its allies in the fight against terrorism. As we come to the end of this journey through some of the most memorable moments in U.S. military history, it's important to remember that this is just a small representation of the countless acts of bravery, sacrifice, and dedication of American soldiers throughout the years. From the Revolutionary War to the present day, the U.S. military has played a vital role in shaping the course of history, earning the respect and admiration of people around the world. The courage, sacrifice, and dedication of American soldiers will always be remembered as an inspiration to future generations. They serve as a reminder of the sacrifices that have been made to protect and defend our nation and its values. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we hope you now have a deeper understanding and appreciation of the U.S. military's role in shaping our nation's history. What do you think? Subscribe, folks.